Welcome back to UnKind TV, everyone. We're George and Martha.
Hello.
And today, we are recapping The Real Housewives of New Jersey, Season 10, Episode 2, on Lockdown.
Clink, clink.
Taglines.
Very
You ready?
exciting.
Margaret's is, if you can't take the truth, sue me.
It's good. I think, wasn't she sued?
Yes.
Something about...
Many times.
Oh, really? Many times?
Well, she's a businesswoman. They get sued all the time.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for us to get sued.
I want that so badly. I want a gag order from Janine Pirro. What would her tagline be?
I'm a mom with a gavel and one smoking pair of legs. Jennifer, as I always say, plastic makes perfect.
That's her.
Yes, it is. Melissa, mirror, mirror on the wall. I don't think I look 40 at all.
That was good. That was good.
Mirror, mirror.
Mirror, mirror.
At all. I don't like the
fine.
lame taglines. I want them to come up with something jazzier.
I do too, but I feel like that sums up Melissa, and this whole season is going to be about her turning 40.
You know, she really, if she was, as much as I think Teresa's out of line with the things she says to her, when she said, people respect you for being my sister-in-law, it's kind of true. Like, Melissa Gorga would never be on this show without Teresa.
It's true.
She has no storyline.
It's true.
Her storyline is being the star sister-in-law.
It's true. I do enjoy her, though.
I do too. I think she's a good person. I think she's beautiful. I like her. I just think
Yeah, no, I know.
she has no story. I'm just a little bored of them. Hey, honey, Joey, stop. Jackie, don't let the minivan fool you. This mom won't roll over for anything.
So important.
She's Joan of Arc. She's leading the crusade against Miss Merriam-Webster. Thank you. Dolores. Behind every strong man is a stronger Jersey girl.
I love her.
I love Dolores too.
And I think that's a fine tagline. You're really picky.
I don't think so. I like when the tagline really captures the housewife.
What do you think Dolores's should be?
Dolores's should be, so what if I'm in a throuple? Mind your business. And my son is hot.
That is good. Martha, you're right. Okay.
So Teresa's tagline has some special editing going on. I just have to recreate it.
Yeah, okay.
If you rub me the wrong way, bang! There'll be no more namaste. Why do they show her going bang?
I don't know.
Like usually they just show them in different situations.
It's Teresa.
But why bang?
She's the star.
I know, but it's just so jarring.
I know. I have to say, I am done with the namaste thing.
Oh, I am too.
Last season was fine. This, no, we're done. We're done.
What do you think her tagline should have been?
Clink, clink.
Joe got deported and I'm banging a 25-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
I got 4 beautiful daughters and a deported husband.
Yep.
Something like that. We open with Teresa exercising. And
At 7 a.m.
7 a.m. I can't remember the last time I was awake at 7 a.m.
I can't either. I mean, I usually go to bed at 7 a.m.
Me too. It's not good. It's really not good.
No, it's hard.
We have issues, man. She looks really weird in this talking head. I don't know who decided this was a flattering hairstyle for her with the thing on the top of her head.
Talk about cute.
And Chanel. What's with the Chanel earrings, but the really, tacky ones with the housewives? Teresa's working out because she's upset about Joe getting transferred to ICE.
I think they had that conversation a few hours prior.
Right. It woke her up in the middle of the night and she just starts to go blow off some steam. And then we cut to the Gorgas, who bore me a little bit. I love Joey. It's just I'm done with the Antonia. Wake up. Oh,
she looks like her father.
She awakes. I think she looks just like Melissa, but a little bit. Her nose is a little bit like Joe.
I don't see Melissa at all.
What?
No, I don't.
Oh, I gotta show you the Melissa Young. Melissa has... You forget what Melissa looked like in the beginning of this show?
I do.
Melissa has transformed herself into J-Lo, and there's a lot of contouring going on. Melissa was Antonia's
really?
Oh, yeah. Joey is having a book party. He wrote a book, The Gorga Guide to Success. I intend to read it. I'd like to know how he makes his money. And he feels really guilty.
Not like his brother-in-law.
He feels bad that the party is on the night that Joe got sent to ICE.
Yes.
He's like, what was I going to do? It's out of my control. They feel really bad about that. And then we see different housewives' reactions. Margaret is very upset about this. She's like, I mean, this woman, she's paid her dues. I don't know how she's still standing. Then we're with Dolores and Frank Catania. Dolores is like, you hear about Joe? Yeah. I'm sick over it. We got to do something for her. Of course I'm going to do something for her. Something fun.
Wait, you have to do it to me. I want to see your face when you say something fun.
Something fun. You know how she bugs her eyes out?
Oh, I do.
And now we're back at home with Teresa, where Nono is making chicken cutlets first thing in the morning. Do you know how happy I would be if somebody fed me chicken cutlets for breakfast?
Be. Ew.
I love Nono. Nono cracks me up, though, because he kind of he looks like a Muppet. He has those big eyes.
He does, and the nose.
And he talks very seldom. Most of the time, he just makes funny noises.
Yeah, grumbles.
Oh, no.
He's probably shy. He's probably camera shy.
I don't think so.
Really?
I think he's just an old Italian Nono. You never had relatives like that would just go...
I wish I had relatives who didn't talk.
Maybe it's an immigrant thing. Your family's all American.
It comes off as shy to me.
Yeah, I think it's like the not speaking English well.
Yeah,
so you
exactly.
Communicate more with body language.
Yeah, exactly.
Nono tells Teresa in his own grunt language that Milania does not want to go to school. She's lying down. She's very upset. Teresa has a talking head where she says Milania shows the pain the most. So she goes to try and get her up. Milania. And
what?
I don't want to knock Milania. I feel very bad for all the kids. It's just that it was a little bit funny. If I didn't know it was a little girl in there, I would have sworn that was an adolescent boy.
Oh, no. Yeah, I agree.
Does that mean?
Caught jerking off.
I think it's because she's probably putting on a lower voice because she's mad and she's trying to hide that she's crying.
And maybe the acoustics as well.
It was just the way Teresa was like, Milania, can you stop annoying me?
God!
Teresa has asked Jim, the lawyer,
love his hair,
to come over and explain the situation to the girls. Hair. He's a character. He looks like he came out of The Sopranos.
I was thinking Better Call Saul.
He's got like a big gold ring on or something. So all I could think of was Jimmy the Ring. Maybe you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I just was like, this is why Joe's getting deported.
Should have had Gloria Allred.
Like this guy is no Johnny Cochran. Maybe, I don't know, I could be wrong, but it makes me laugh that Teresa's like, I mean, it's going to cost a lot to do this appeal. Really? You sure Jimmy the Ring's not putting a new porch on his house or something? All the girls come sit, and there's a nice staged phone call from Joe. Teresa's like, it's Joe. Hi. Puts him on the phone with Gia. Gia is very upset. She says he doesn't want any visitors because this is total lockdown.
And Milania can't touch her dad.
I can't even touch my father.
She can't touch her dad anymore.
You are horrible. That was delivered in such a sketchy... Did you intend for it to come out that way?
I did. And you know what? Martha's getting all emotional here, which is fine. It's understandable.
Oh.
It was so scripted. Like, the way she was delivering... They were lines. You know what? I get the impression that it had happened maybe, like, earlier, and they weren't able to film it. So it's like, oh, wait, let's do it again. So then it's like, okay, Milania, you say this.
I don't know if it was all, like, they did speak, because Milania was really upset with Gia for not giving her the phone.
She was, but then after the phone call...
I think the setup is staged. I don't think what they're saying is scripted.
Even Milania?
No, I really believe she's saying what she thinks.
She's saying what she thinks, but it's very forced. Really?
Well, I had a visceral reaction to this, and this one goes, oh, here we go.
I know.
Full bitch mode today.
I am.
Anyway, yes, Gia knows Milania really wants to talk to her dad, and she's like, I'm gonna pass you to Gabriella.
That was good.
And she's like, she continues to pass the phone to someone else.
Minute left.
I know, 1 minute left. Gabriella's sweet and knows that Milania wants to talk, so she gives her the phone. And Milania, even you thought this was sad.
When she called him Buddy.
I miss you so much, Buddy.
That wasn't scripted.
When they get off the phone, Teresa's like, all I want is for my kids to be happy. And Milania says, how do you expect us not to have any pain? Like, no matter how much stuff you buy us, it doesn't change the fact that our dad went to jail and is going to be deported. And then she gets up and leaves. I think the setup is definitely very produced.
Yeah.
But I think that what the kids are going through is very real.
I believe that they're going through. Because what I was thinking is like they've been forced to grow up.
She said, I can't wait to grow up.
And
you got your wish.
Oh,
careful
sorry,
what you wish
Milania.
for, kid. I know. She's so close to him.
They're good kids.
Dolores is building a house with Frank and Tanya. And David is there. And she's jumping all over David because she says David is very uncomfortable with PDA. I don't blame him, Dolores. Okay? Your husband, Frank, is a little intimidating. David is so the opposite of Frank.
I can't believe it.
Frank is like this macho, and David is just this like quiet and respectful, like, nice guy. I like him a lot, actually.
I do too.
But, he's trying to keep Dolores in line. She wants to spend a lot. He's like, Dolores, I have a word that you haven't heard before. It's called budget. She goes, that's a dirty, disgusting, filthy word. And Frank just gets this quick talking head where he makes this comment that almost went over my head.
It did go over my head.
That he worries that Dolores' timeline doesn't match up with David's romantically.
She basically revealed that this is their house.
I feel like Dolores is in love with Frank and Tanya.
She is.
She's going to go through this whole thing with David, and it's going to be like that. What's that song? You were right here.
And you know what?
Time.
And I feel bad for David.
I don't. I think David will be okay. What's with David? David's promoting his hospital.
Is he?
He's got the hat on.
Oh, he does, yeah.
And Dolores wears it later in the episode.
Oh, I missed that.
Uh-huh. Jennifer is taking her daughter Gabby for a walk. She says that she wants to maintain her liposuction, so they're going to walk. And Gabby says how I feel. I don't want to exercise. I would rather go shopping.
I mean, I would love to do anything other than exercise.
Actually, I do enjoy my walks, though. But she says she's concerned because, the kids really, really, really hate exercise. And she's telling Gabby, I didn't expose you to nature. We don't go camping. She's like, what do you want to expose me to? Like a bear? I have never gone camping. Never will go camping.
Really? I love it.
Absolutely not. No.
Every night before I go to bed, or while I'm in bed, I think about I think about sleeping in a tent, and it helps me go to sleep in the middle of the woods.
I like that.
Want to.
That's a nice meditation. In theory, it's nice, but if I actually had to go camping,
you would be a nightmare.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't even. What about if you're in like an RV?
I would consider
Martha,
it.
how are we gonna find Bigfoot?
For that, I'll make an exception.
Thank you.
But we're not spending the night.
We might have to What if he like kidnaps us? We're gonna be spending the night in his lair.
In his lair?
Yeah.
He'll probably try to marry me.
He absolutely would. And I'm gonna be chained up.
Tied up.
Martha, help me.
He's throwing three.
No.
Sorry. So Jennifer decides to stop pretty quickly to stretch out. After having my back fat sucked out, I have to stretch. I mean, good for her. She's trying to maintain it by walking a little. That's effort. That's effort. That's about as much effort as I put in. She asked her daughter how's things going at school, and her daughter's like, She's like, what do you mean? So she got abandoned by her friend group. This took me back. Boy, I hated being that age.
You can pay me all the money in the world.
Oh my gosh. I was bullied like that. I would be friends with someone and then they would not be my friend the next day and be mean.
I feel like that's just very common at that age.
It's cruel. And, not just, she said like, it's not just that, it's that those girls now have their boyfriends throwing food at her.
Okay, but that's a little bit more than just bullying, I feel, right? That seems a little bit more extreme. Throwing food at somebody?
That's horrible. Where is the school in this?
That's what I would... Yeah, throwing food?
You know, kids getting...
Boys throwing food.
Yeah, and kids getting bullied like that go down a dark path very quickly. And it breaks my heart. I cannot bear it. I think I'm more responsive to those little silent tears than like kids when they start sobbing.
Yeah.
That I'm just like, oh, it's okay. But her daughter just like sits silently, the little tears. I was like, no, I'll be your friend. I can't bear it. That's horrible. But you know, Jennifer handles it really well.
Jennifer did a really good job. It was nice seeing Jennifer in this light.
She said that she wasn't popular in school, and she was like, and talking to my mom did nothing. She would just tell me, they don't like you, trash. That's what I'm going to say to you from now on.
You're just going to call me trash?
Yeah, trash. She made the kid laugh. That was good.
That was a nice little
She said
scene.
you're not going to be liked by everybody. But it's not just that. I mean, some people have this idea that it's good for kids to deal with some adversity growing up because it gives them more compassion.
To an extent.
Yeah, well, not like...
Getting food thrown at you.
Right. But I think Jennifer just feels like, you know, she'll be okay.
She will be.
But that I would definitely go to the school about that. I'd be like Rosie O'Donnell with the bully.
Yeah.
Those kids throw food at my daughter, the boys. It's one thing if the girls do it. They're getting the guys to do it.
I don't like the girls because they're getting the guys to do it because they can't do it on their own.
I would have a big problem with the boys doing that.
I would too.
I would have quite a lot to say to those boys. Oh yeah, big man. Throwing food
tough
at
guy.
the little girl. Okay. I have a few things to throw at you.
My dad pinned... My brother got bullied in school. My dad pinned one of the bullies up against a wall, and the family tried to sue us.
Good. Go ahead.
It didn't work out well for them.
I wouldn't put my hands on a kid. I would just make sure nobody was around, and I would say very threatening things to that child.
Yeah. And it's
the stuff of nightmares. I would be like, can I have a word with you? And I would say the most horrific things you can imagine. Then I'd be like, okay, bye, sweetie.
Yeah, exactly.
We are at the New York Times best-selling author Joey Gorga's book launch.
Wait, how is it a New York Times best-selling book if it...
I was joking.
Oh, I thought there was something on the...
What is there? I mean, I got the giggles because, well, everybody's arriving. And Melissa goes up to Teresa. She's like, my husband's an author. Like, I'm so proud of him. And Teresa's like... I mean, it's her brother. I think she's just like, give me a break. Yeah. My brother, the author.
Yeah.
You know, what would Jackie have to say about that?
Martha, why did you have to bring... We're having a good time.
I could just hear her going, oh, yeah, your brother's Jane Austen.
Jackie saying that?
It is a little funny.
It is funny.
My husband's an author. All right, let's not. Okay, fine.
He wrote a book.
Joey is very happy that Teresa came. She's all smiles, but he says... My sister is going to put on a good face for this, but when she goes home and she's alone, nobody's around, that's when the tears come.
I love Joe.
You know, that's how I am.
I know. I used to be like that.
I give myself a 5-minute limit to be upset about things.
Yeah. And
then I go, hey, knock it off. You have 5 minutes to feel sorry for yourself. Okay, move on.
Now, do you look at yourself in the mirror when you do it?
No.
Sometimes. No?
No. I'm in bed. Remember that song in the 90s? And I say, hey.
Oh, yeah.
That's Teresa. And so I cry sometimes when I'm lying in bed. She looks... Put the hat on her. Remember Four Non-Blondes? Linda Perry.
I don't remember. I just know the song. I don't remember.
I could see her. Hey. Teresa lets the ladies know, yeah, Joe's in ice now. And they want to know, well, he's closer than before, right? She's like, no, 2 hours and 49 minutes away. Why not just say 3 hours away?
Well, she probably typed it into her GPS.
2 hours and 49 minutes and 3 seconds away.
Yeah.
There's 2 Teresa voices. There's Teresa when she's like one-on-one, and then there's Teresa at a party.
Yeah.
Where it goes higher.
Yeah.
Have you noticed this?
Yes.
She's like, I want. And then when she's talking to them, all of a sudden, 2 hours and 49 minutes away. I don't know why that happens. So Dolores I'm glad we're getting to some comedy because I don't like when the episodes are too heavy. But this is like a jam-packed, flawless episode so far. I'm very pleased. Dolores is like, Teresa, like, I want to have a fun day for you because it's an unwritten Italian rule. You don't get into anything heavy. You keep it lighthearted. We're going to do an obstacle course. I thought it'd be really funny, all of us hurdling walls. And Teresa's like, yeah, I bring Danielle. None of them want Danielle. Everybody's like, oh, Danielle. They show the flashbacks to all the fighting and how insane it's been, how toxic she is to everybody. And Margaret just decides to run with this. She's like, how's she going to do an obstacle course? How pussy rink's going to get caught on an obstacle? They're dying. Teresa's like...
Margaret, we just need to pause for Margaret.
Margaret's funny.
She is.
Margaret is so funny.
She's, as the kids say now, she's my queen.
She clearly got this from Marge Sr. Did you guys see Marge Sr. on Watch What Happens Live?
This is too much, yeah.
Deliver the greatest tagline. I have none of the actual Housewives have ever had a tagline as good as this.
Or delivered it.
Andy was gone. He couldn't even believe what came out of her mouth. Because he thought she'd have to think about it. He's like, Marge Sr., so-and-so wants to know, what would your tagline be? She's like, okay. Looks right at the camera. Maybe you should do it. I'm going to do it and then you're going to do it. She goes, okay. I have 2 cats, but I only have 1 pussy.
I have 2 cats, but I only have 1 pussy.
You did it so perfectly.
She reminds me of B. Arthur.
That was so good. You just did it so well.
Thank you.
It was really funny. I'm sorry. It was so good. I think that tagline would be George's, but George's would have a little spin on it. George's tagline would be this. I have 3 cats and I'm a big pussy.
Yeah, that's it.
Dolores says, look, Teresa, it's your day. You get to invite whoever you want. Well, since it's my day, why is Jackie invited? She has a point.
She does.
Melissa's like, yeah, well, we knew that truce between Jackie and Teresa.
That bothered me because there wasn't, the truce was just keep your name out of my mouth.
Right. Why does she have to invite her?
Yeah, they didn't, walk away friends.
It's not nice that they're going to bring everybody, including Danielle.
I know.
But she's excluded.
Well, she's awful.
I liked her last season. I don't know what happened. Joey is honoring his father. It's funny because when Nono walks in, he's like, where is my son? Like he's mad. Yeah. But then he gives him a really heartfelt speech. I cried when I watched it because he kissed him so many times. Such a passionate kiss for his papa. I don't know.
Remember when you made me kiss you?
You know what? You brought that up a few times, and I'm thinking it's because you want to kiss me. So.
I do.
Excuse me?
So bad.
Okay. You probably do. I
feel like that would be like incestuous at that point.
I don't take it in any way like a sexual thing.
Oh, okay, good.
I think you're just starved for affection. Nono cries because he says, everything I learned, how to be a businessman, how to be a success, it all came from this man. He came here and he wanted the American dream and he did it and he gave us that. Teresa gets choked up because she says their father was everything to them, that the love that they had, nothing could get through it. I don't know what she meant. I think she meant to say they had an unbreakable bond.
Nothing could get through it.
Teresa just has like a short circuit somewhere in her language area of the brain. It's Broca's area. Anyway,
Martha's in a very giddy mood right now.
Teresa feels like it makes her think of how the girls need their father. That does have to sting a little bit. Melissa is planning her 40th birthday bash, and she goes to Larry the party planner.
Love him.
Okay, initially he weirded me out, but then on the second go around, I like him. I think he's just being funny.
He is.
He's being creepy on purpose. Like you.
Yeah, I'm drawn to him. Like an old queen. I love an old queen.
Do you have a thing for him?
No, I don't have a thing for him. For Larry.
You really liked him.
You know what? Because I'm like, thinking, like, what am I going to be like when I'm older?
Okay, it was an admiration crush?
No, I was more like, I wonder if I'll be sort of like that when I'm older. Personality-wise.
Larry makes me laugh because he goes, I have beer, I have wine, I have tea, I have tequila. I ply people with tequila.
Take advantage of them.
Take advantage of them. And Melissa's like, no tequila. Jackie arrives. Then they're sitting down. They're talking about what Melissa might want. I don't know what this goes with the whole creepy thing. I like that idea you had about taking a picture of my eyeballs and blowing them up. And he's like, yeah, I'm watching you. Okay, Larry. Melissa says something about classy, keep it classy. He's like, always classy, never trashy, never trashy.
We'll see how that goes.
By the looks of what's in this store, I don't see much class.
No. See a lot of mirrors.
Disco ball chair.
Very gaudy.
So then they're walking around looking at things and how expensive they are. They pick up glasses and Jackie goes, these are $300 a glass. And Melissa smashes one. Now, Jackie has been all over social media making the point to Jennifer, you should behave in the way that you'd want your children to behave. So then why does she tell Melissa, like, let's just hide it. Don't say anything. He's on the phone. He didn't hear us break the glass. I didn't think that was very nice. I thought Larry was being very nice to Melissa. I would have just gone to him and said, listen, I broke this glass. I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have all this money and you can't tell the guy I'll replace the glass?
I think they're just trying to be, they're doing it for show.
But wouldn't you tell him?
I would, yeah.
I didn't think that was very nice.
It was weird.
I think it would bother me less if they were in some big department store and they were like, oh, leave it. So Melissa lets Jackie know, my sister-in-law is having this party and everybody's invited, but she said she doesn't want you to be there. Jackie goes into Barbra Streisand mode. I don't know why, to me, she sounds and looks a little bit like Barbra Streisand. Not her features, but the way she kind of crosses her eyes when she's upset. She goes, you know what, Melissa? It's sting after sting after sting. Everybody's invited but me.
People who need people.
Jackie's very upset about this. And Melissa says, just be cordial with her when you see her at my party. And she's like, you don't have to worry about me. Worry about your sister-in-law.
You have to do it as Barbara from now on. That's the only reason we're going to get...
If she's going to be an asshole to me, I'm going to be an asshole to her.
Martha, this might be my favorite new impression of yours.
What is this, fakakta obstacle course?
She'd be there with all her furs on.
What? Jumping, hurdling over walls. I don't need it. I thought we had a truce. I guess we don't have a truce.
Truce.
Who needs her? Margaret is dress shopping. Her friend Gina has this shop. It quickly turns into a conversation about Danielle.
Side note, Gina looks like what Lori Loughlin is going to look like after a couple years in prison.
I could not agree with you more. That was perfect on your part. That's exactly what she looks like. Turns out that Danielle, 2 weeks after she divorced Marty, was engaged to this man that was her friend's boyfriend. And Gina, I don't really know what she means by this, but she tells Margaret, you take that bullet for me.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't get
the
that.
The bullet she gave me? Who does that to a friend? Who does that to a friend? I don't,
There was something off about Gina.
There is, but I mean, if you're friends with Danielle, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
There's something wrong. But it wasn't nice what Danielle did to her. I understand where she's coming from. Margaret has a great title for Danielle. I believe, though, I would prefer the alliteration. She says, I have to deal with the Duchess of Dix herself. The Duchess of Dix. I like her to be known as Danielle, Duchess of Dix. The guy's supposedly a duke, so I think that's where she got that from.
Supposedly.
And he has a lot of money. And Margaret gets a talking head where she goes, Danielle smells money. She doesn't care whose dick she has to suck to get it.
She's amazing. She is amazing. I'm surprised.
She is not pulling her punches.
I'm surprised how little bleeping is going on in this episode.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind it because there's a really nice ring to her jabs, Margaret's jabs, but it surprises me.
It's the obstacle course we've all been waiting for, the wit and grit obstacle course. Dolores is there with a St. Joseph's Hospital hat.
Mm-hmm.
I have mixed feelings about it. At first, I was like, what's with this? But I think maybe they're trying to raise money for the hospital.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe it's a good cause, like St. Jude's.
Yeah.
Jennifer's telling a story to Margaret and Dolores about how she met Danielle. She says Danielle showed up in a huff, mad that the restaurant didn't know who she was. Very Danielle. Then she says, I told her I didn't know your name was Beverly. And she explains that they share a stylist, and the stylist is the one who just nonchalantly said, oh, Danielle's real name is Beverly. So I could so see Jennifer just like blurting that out. That's how she is. Like, I didn't know it was such a big deal. I mean, a lot of people are going to say, what, she didn't watch the show?
Yeah.
She doesn't know the whole thing with Beverly?
But
I kind of believe it.
I believe it too.
She says her face changed so quickly. Dolores is like, oh!
Dolores lost it.
Dolores gives us a little history lesson. She's like, Danielle changed her name. It used to be Beverly. She changed it due to having a criminal past. Now, it should be noted, Danielle went on Instagram to respond to the show. She was in full victim mode. She was addressing the behavior displayed by the ladies, and she says, that name has a significance that's very painful. It was used by a man that used to rape me and sexually molest me when I was a child. So if you still think that's funny, you're sick. Here's the thing.
She's sick.
I believe she was abused.
Absolutely. Totally.
She didn't end up this way from nothing. She had a horrible upbringing. I think she was like dumped off by her birth mother.
Oh, really?
She had a very bad upbringing. I feel bad for her. I really do. Everyone has a story. But that just happened to be her name. Like, that was the name she was given. It would be like if I said, okay, I'm Martha, and now all of a sudden I want to go by Stephanie. And you go, okay, whatever, Martha. And I'm like, do you know the terrible things that happened to me when I was Martha? Like, that was her name. It's not like, oh, she had another name, but the abuser named her Beverly.
Yeah. Like,
So she's kind of focusing on that. Like, I'm like, I feel for her. Deep down, I really do feel bad for this person.
I kind of do it at times.
At times. But I really do see a lot of evil in her face. I'm sorry. And I do feel bad. When I rewatched the first season, I'm like, did she really do anything? They really did gang up on her. They bullied her. But there was always this like underlying malice that I think they pick up on. She's always like, what have I done to you? She acts like she's so innocent, but she's not. There's something very menacing.
And what did...
So Jennifer's telling the story, and Margaret goes, I'm very sorry that happened to you. She's a Black Widow demon.
This is horrible, but I want to start calling you that more. It's funny.
It is funny. Black Widow demon. Correction. What Margaret says is, I'm very sorry that happened to you. She's a really sick Black Widow demon. Teresa arrives, and I don't know if somebody saw The Omen, but somebody screams out, it's all for you.
I know.
It's all for you. I was like, what is going on? Very ominous.
Yeah.
Of course, Danielle has to make a creepy entrance. Jumps on Teresa. It's so Danielle. Says hello. Oh, look at you, Jennifer. You look so skinny. Hello, Margaret. Hi, Danielle. She just scares me. And then Teresa has these two friends. It's like Heckle and Jekyll. Rosanna and Rosanna. So for me, it's one entity. The Rosannas.
I agree.
That is bizarre.
Yeah.
Rosanna.
If I were one of the Rosannas, I'd have to bow out. I'm not dealing with that. You're both named Rosanna? Oh, and then you have to like laugh about it. No, we're done. I'm done with you. I don't care.
No. Now, for fun, this is a little competition, right? Whoever does this the fastest will be the winner. And Teresa is not happy about who's going to go first. She's like, wait, isn't whoever goes first like gonna win because they went first? I don't know what's up with that hair. She did like a flat braid down the middle and it ends in like a garbage tie on the top of her head. I don't know what that's about. And the guy even looks at her like, that's why it's each one's timed. First up, Danielle and Teresa pair up. They're running to do the obstacle course. And Melissa goes, Dumb and Dumber. Thank you for saying what everybody was thinking.
But I was thinking, I want to see a show of the Housewives watching the episodes with the talking heads for the first time. Because I want to see Teresa's reaction to Melissa saying that.
I want to see all of the housewives from every franchise participate in Naked and Afraid. The way that they're scaling these walls.
Mm-hmm.
The irony is not lost on me with the whole ice thing. Joe Dice thinks that
he's
different than people who come illegally. Whatever your opinions are, you got to admit it's a little funny that Teresa starts this episode very upset about her husband being in ICE custody and then finishes the episode by scaling the wall. Like,
I want to know how many people make that connection, though, Martha.
Yeah, I think it's just my sick mind. But
I love your sick mind.
But I was also thinking how, like, those walls, they look like, you know how, like, there's really no wall built?
Yeah.
And, like, they show, like, prototypes? That's the wall. Like, I kept thinking, oh, that's the prototype for the wall. And maybe that was, like, their test all along.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Real Housewives of New Jersey can scale this wall. And they did it. They all did it. So, they have a system. Teresa can't get over the wall.
Jennifer
But they just proved how you can get over the wall, right?
Yeah.
Teresa couldn't do it. My legs are too short. Danielle goes, hold on. Bends down on all fours. And then Teresa jumps off her back. Just, you know, like they're just teaching people who are stuck at the South what to do.
Yeah.
Want to try it?
I don't think that... No, I think we'd hurt ourselves.
We would. We would just break our backs.
We would.
But then Jennifer goes, they have a system. Look at that. Danielle gets on all fours, which she's very good at, and then Teresa jumps off.
I cannot believe... She's
quick, that one.
I'm amazed with these.
But quick with the dumbest shit. That's what's so funny.
She's amazing.
Like, I wouldn't say she's a quick wit. She's just quick with the clapbacks.
I want to go to Paramus and meet her. We should go on a road trip.
Jennifer's been liking our Instagram posts, so who knows?
Oh, well, Jennifer...
I'll be friends with Gabriella.
I hate children, but I like you. What?
You wouldn't be sweet to Gabriella?
I'd say hi.
That's a nice kid.
I'd say hello.
All right, I don't fault you for that. I think a lot of people feel the way you do. Danielle and Teresa finish, and then Teresa's like, are you okay with Marge being? And she's like, I chose to take, to be the bigger person after Margaret tried to annihilate me. Annihilate me.
Oh my God.
She tortured Margaret.
She was horrible. I forgot about half of last season and now it's all coming back to me.
She was so awful. That whole progression of their friendship. Margaret had her back when nobody did.
Margaret bent over backwards for her.
Anyway, they all finish, and they show us the times, clearly. Margaret and Melissa.
They had, 16:05 or
They
something?
were clearly faster than Teresa and Danielle. Clearly. They're smarter, and more, Margaret's the smartest one probably out of the bunch, and Melissa, I'd say, is the most athletic.
Yes.
Together, they were able to do it quicker.
Yes.
It was obvious, and yet this guy declares Teresa the winner.
It was fixed. It was fixed. And
As
Margaret
Margaret.
said, yeah.
Let her be happy.
Exactly. Before we move on, I have this really strong desire for you to say puta.
Puta!
One more time.
I love how amused you are.
One more time.
Well, the best part to me was how she had to think about, what's the word? What do you say? Puta!
Were they in
They were in
Italy?
Italy.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Smashing glasses.
Yeah.
Instead of calling her a whore, she's like, whore, what do you say? Puta! I'm going to do that to you in public one day.
I would love it.
Puta! Maybe that'll wake you up. I'm going to record an alarm where I do Judge Janine, Danielle, and maybe Jackie as Barbara Streisand.
I think that's
all
fine.
in one alarm.
And Ramona.
And Ramona. Whoa, wake up. Yeah. Rise and shine, sleeping beauty.
Yeah, exactly.
Now the festivities move to Dolores' house.
Where the real obstacle course takes place.
She has lunch for everybody, and Margaret says she's a lot more comfortable being out in the open air with Danielle. Being inside with Danielle is a scary prospect.
I don't
agree.
blame her.
I would want to get away. I would want to be by the fire escape. Okay, goodbye.
I feel bad for Margaret. I do.
The ladies all sit down. Jennifer talks about what her daughter's going through with being bullied. And Teresa is like making faces. Margaret says, can you not see that this is what Jackie's getting at?
Yeah.
You know, with you doing the impression of her on the internet. And Jennifer goes, what happens between children is not what goes on between adults.
I kind of agree with that.
I do agree with that, although I didn't think Margaret tried to push it too much. She just said, I'm just saying, like, that's her perspective.
Yeah.
She feels hurt. I think Jennifer was considering that.
Yeah.
She seemed to be thinking about it. I think she does feel bad. She looks like she feels bad about it.
I think she does, but it's just Jackie is just so obnoxious that it's hard to just sort of surrender.
Yeah.
Be like Vicky Gunville said, I surrender.
Yeah, that's the thing. If Jackie did it in a more vulnerable way.
Showing up at the frickin' party?
Yeah, why not? Like, she cancels the play date. Why couldn't she just be like, you hurt my feelings? What are you imitating me on Instagram with my enemy?
Yeah.
But instead, she's like, by the way, cyberbullying, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, God.
That's not a good way to get an apology.
Please.
And then Teresa starts to go off about the bullying thing. She's like, she was bullying me, saying I'm cheating.
I know, she with the eyes.
That's bullying. And Margaret is kind of like sinking. Because Margaret has been saying it too. A lot. Yeah. More than Jackie has said that she's cheating.
Yeah.
But Teresa feels like that's bullying.
Also, Dolores' face throughout this entire scene is...
Gold.
That's
bullying.
What was her...
She gets this faraway look in her eye when she's really mad. And her mouth is open. And the voice goes up. Yeah. That's bullying me!
She's trying like really hard to like figure things out in her head. Speak!
No, she does look like a Neanderthal to me. She does.
No, I know.
And I don't, I mean, that's how she is. She always reminded me of the Eddie Murphy comedy special, The Cookout, with Aunt Bunny. She's a Bigfoot, Gus. I figured it out about your wife. You shaved her down and you taught her to speak, but she's not trained well. That's Teresa. She's a Bigfoot. You shaved her down, you taught her to speak. First of all, the hairline is a giveaway. I want to know how Joe Giudice managed to get a Bigfoot citizenship, but didn't do it for himself. Melissa starts talking about how, Teresa and Jackie are going to have to deal with each other at her 40th birthday party. Danielle, I guess that's another party I won't be invited to.
First of all, you can see her face leading up to this. She's trying to figure out how to work her way in. She's doing the pouting thing.
Well, she's starting to slither in.
Yeah.
Melissa goes, what party did I not invite you to? She goes, not you. And Jennifer is like, you flip switches. I could not bring you to the party. You switch. And she's like, I have not switched on you. She's like, oh, but you have, honey, you have. She's like, you were calling me a very hurtful name. And she's like, I apologize for that. You just kept saying it, sticking the knife in. Jennifer's like, I texted you an apology the next day. Actually, you didn't. I have the text.
Okay, maybe you did.
All right, you did. You did.
And then Margaret's talking.
Margaret is just like, light her pants on fire. Did she text or did she not? Danielle, that's when Margaret has had enough. And she's like, by the way, Danielle, you rewrite history. You rewrite history. You cannot keep going around hurting people.
Margaret's my hero. She is my hero.
Because you and I are survivors of people who are Danielle clones.
Uh-huh.
And we have been through this.
And we fantasize about saying the things that Margaret is saying.
I have to say, I did get to have a Margaret moment. I have one person in particular who reminds me most of Danielle. You know who I'm talking about.
Uh-huh.
I have gotten to tell her off many times in front of a whole bunch of people because she was pulling a Danielle. But I told everyone, I was like, can we get a priest for the exorcism?
Yeah.
Margaret gets into, look what you just did to your friend Gina. Look what you did to Gina. And Danielle's like, that had nothing to do with Gina. How does it have nothing to do with Gina?
It has everything to do with Gina.
And then she starts bringing up Margaret's history. She's like, you cheated on Jan 4 years. But she's like, it wasn't 4 years. I have an ex-husband who adores me and a husband who adores me now. That's more than you can say. Who do you have?
She was ready.
And she keeps saying, you're a cheater. You're a cheater. And she's like, you know what, Danielle? Prostitutes fuck married men and you fucked a lot more married men than I have. And she's like, okay, I'm not going to sit here with trash. Not going to sit here. Homewrecker piece of shit.
She's crazy.
Piece of shit human being.
She's crazy.
Yep. Teresa's like, I gotta go check on my BFF Danielle.
And then can we zoom in on our friend Dolores for a minute?
Yeah, she's like, okay, this is where things get out of control. Yeah. Dolores didn't want her there for this reason. Dolores is like,
her face the entire time was she was trying to be nice, trying to be civil for Teresa. That's the impression that I got. But
and Dolores basically says, this is who she is. If you hang around her, you deserve what you get. And that, I think, is how she feels about Teresa. Keep it up, Trey. Keep it up. The Rosannas are appalled. I don't even know who they are. I don't think they're human.
I don't care for them.
I feel like they're just like animated sculptures that like accompany Teresa. Like they're dolls that she brought to life with her Bigfoot powers. Yeah.
Oh, Bigfoot has powers.
Yeah, she's just like, and now they're like, and you know, someone was like, oh, what are you gonna name your dollies? Rosanna. What about that one? Rosanna. So, you know, that's where they came from. And they're standing there, and I think they know it's their job to be on Teresa's side, so they're just looking at Margaret like she did something wrong. And then Margaret goes, by the way, Rosanna, she's horrible. Okay, she says she's an evil person. She's an evil person. Prostitute is not like a need to know thing. Everybody knows about this. It was in a whole book about her. You're out of the loop. I'm not sure which Rosanna she was addressing. I think she was addressing the one entity like I do.
Yeah.
She just goes, by the way, Rosanna. Which Rosanna? Teresa, give one of them a new name.
Yeah.
Or give her a Barbie haircut.
Yeah.
Something. One of the Rosanna dolls just gives like a Teresa. It's kind of like, I think Teresa was there and like pulled her string so she could speak. Yeah. But she just goes, she's broken. And Melissa says she is broken, but she's a broken person that wants to break other people. That is it in a nutshell. Thank you, Melissa Gorga. That is 100% Danielle and everybody like Danielle. Yes, a broken person that you have compassion for, but stay the hell away.
Nightmares.
So we see Teresa in the car with Danielle, you know, and she gets to talking, but she's like, I feel like Margaret, when it comes to Danielle, like hits below the belt. Really? Okay, well, we're going to get back to that, Teresa.
Yeah.
Then Danielle's in the car going, that whole 4 of them on the sofa ganging up on me.
Say puta.
Putas! I didn't see it that way.
No.
Melissa said, like, what party were you not invited to? Then Jennifer was very calm for Jennifer.
Oh, yeah.
Very calm.
She explained herself very nicely. And
then Margaret jumped in because she got fed up.
Yeah.
What whole 4 of them against me?
You know what? She stuck her nose in it.
She perceives it that way.
Well, I mean, but she opened that door.
I'm attacked. Yeah. Another party I won't be invited to.
She's a victim.
Always the victim.
Making it all about them.
She could have behaved herself, but she didn't. Teresa comes back in and she's like telling Margaret, like, you know, you really go hard on her. You call her mean names. And she's like, Teresa, did you not hear what she calls me? She called me whore. She said, I ain't hear whore. I ain't hear whore. And then Margaret gets to talking her where she's like, really, Teresa? Really? prostitute Danielle. We have a problem with that. Teresa, most iconic, well-known scene in Housewives history. You were engaged 19 fucking times, you prostitution whore! Really? We have a problem with this all of a sudden, Teresa? Teresa's the one who made sure the whole world knew it.
It made her a star.
And then Teresa just kind of like lets this whole thing go by saying, well, because Margaret's like, I gotta go. Teresa, I can't. You gotta see it. You gotta see who she is. Teresa will see it because I know that they're having problems now. They're not friends anymore. They unfollowed each other.
Oh,
and when Danielle made this Instagram story responding to all of this, she never mentions Teresa. So something went wrong. Thank God. Teresa had like a Bigfoot introspective moment. I picture Cyndi Lauper. I see your true colors.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you are a prostitution whore.
Thank you, Cindy.
Okay. Wow. I was looking for salmon in the woods. And I heard Cyndi Lauper, and I had a moment of clarity that Margaret and Danielle, they're like oil and vinegar.
Yeah.
Again with this, they're like oil and water, Teresa. And she's like, whatever, tomato. What? Whatever, man. I can't. I love this show so much.
A masterpiece. These women are sublime.
Thank you.
We are blessed.
We are.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus. Yes, we are blessed. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave us a comment with your thoughts. We'd love to hear what you have to say. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at UnKind TV. We're starting to post more and more on there if you just, want to have a little more.
TikTok.
Okay, well, if you want to have a little more George and Martha in between the episodes, you can find us on social media. Do you think we should go on TikTok? I know the answer is going to be yes. We're going to have to figure that out. But thank you. Thank you.
And if you want Martha to prank call someone in your life, message us.
We're going to have to set up some kind of a hotline. But yes, I can prank call someone in your life, within reason.
We'll be filming it.
We'll film it. Yes, you have to be okay with us putting it on, the channel. But it will be like, I could do Judge Janine, I could do Ramona Singer, I could do my distorted demonic Luann voice. I mean, whatever you want. You name it, I'll try and do it. And I will.
Barbara
I'm very
Streisand
good.
now.
Yeah, I'll do Barbara Streisand. I'm very good at improvising. So if you're like, you want me to break up with somebody for you, but let's say want to quit your job.
Okay.
That would be a good one.
All right.
Judge Janine would be good for that.
All right. So I'm the employer. Yeah, Stop and Shop. How can I help you?
This is Judge Janine Pirro. You may have heard of me.
Well, hello there, Judge.
I would just like to inform you that one of your employees will no longer be working for you, and I will be shopping at Kroger.
Please give us.
You
something.
let us know. By the way, you can tell me you want it PG, PG-13, or you could be like, go all out and tell them off.
And she will do it.
I will.
We'll give her some caffeine, and she will.
Oh.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Pota!